Risking it all for wild honey. Well, you can say I was born doing this in the villages back home.
Oh.
Definitely meat is on the menu, apart from the warthog.
Yeah, kuna.
Apart from the honey, meat has been on the menu for a very long time, including the water bug. The last time I was home, there was meat distributed.
So, everything went well. Meat was shared amongst everyone, and surprisingly, water bug doesn't taste bad. Or maybe it's the way that it was skinned, or the skin was not touching the meat, and the oil from the skin was not touching the meat.
But before I head out, I have a slight problem with the V8. It keeps on idling up and down when the temperature is high. And as quickly as that was a problem, they just sorted it out, bumping up the fuel consumption, and my pocket's gonna be empty.
Now that everything is sorted, because the idle would go up and down, it wouldn't stay constant when the fans turn on to cool the whole car. So it would go up and down, up.
Now the idling remains constant regardless of what temperature the car is in. Even if the fans come on or off, the idling is smooth. After what happened, my chicks have been coming back. They've climbed slowly, numbers are climbing. I had hunting plans, but they fell through because of the hunting season. I had made plans of hunting, but I didn't double check the new 2025 hunting proclamation. They had detailed that the red bug now is only up to 31 August.
But otherwise, I enjoy the videos, man. You see, I'm gonna go out here.
So now the fans had fallen through because of that. When on Wednesday, when I looked at the hunting proclamation, I only saw then that involved me staying back and not hunting this weekend. Definitely then meant that I should risk it all and just get a few stings to get some honey, because we need the honey to make the honey wine. So you'd rather use whatever opportunity you have. At first glance, you think that there's not a lot of honey, but in between, it's thick and dark. This hive has been here for a very long time. The bees have used a non-natural structure, because normally you would find them in logs, you would find them in anthills and also trees, but now they decided this was the safest thing. Man, did they defend their hive.
Subeka kufichana lokho umuntu wakunika. Suka lumen, ophinde lumen.
It's evident that the hive was extremely full before winter, but now, as they left winter, they still have some deposits of honey, but now they're going to start working on it. So the decision was to take out some of the honey we need and leave the brood and everything, so that they can continue building. Then maybe in December we'll check.
A quest? Awasike straight pha kahle. Jonga.
With 6 to 7 stings and nothing much closed up the hive, there's not much smoke that would drive them to leave, and the brood is still intact, so we believe that they might not leave. But the honeycombs are very thick with dark honey that's almost crystallized inside, with sugar deposits that I can't explain how they happen, but one piece and one bite is enough to make your throat choke, and your body tells you it's too much sugar at once, but you can't get enough of it. And now the biggest mistake I had made, I took my hat off, and now the bees wanted to sting me in the head. One got me in the neck, but when I opened the hat, there was a lot of bees, and I would imagine that if I had put the hat on without looking.
The amount of honey we collected and closed the hive, it's enough for us to make a lot of honey wine, but it's very thick and very heavy.
And now it was time for me to pack up and go home. because I don't have anything else to do apart from going home. So I ate some honey for myself and then made honey wine, a little bit of honey wine just to enjoy it ourselves, because now I had plans to shear the sheep back home and then shear the sheep here, and then also weld up a few trailers that were broken off before I left. But unknowingly I had the biggest problem on my hands. After fixing the fans and everything, I don't know what happened, but before I left I didn't check the water on the V8, so it showed me signs of having not enough water, or say coolant. So I bought in coolant and poured some coolant. It didn't need a lot, although.
So on my way out, I just noticed that the temperature kept on rising and falling and rising and falling, so back and forth, and then I noticed that there is something wrong. So I just parked in the garage and bought antifreeze. But when I bought the antifreeze, I noticed that I don't need to top up with water. It's just I need to top up with antifreeze, and then I'll be sorted. Now the temperature is all solid. Now it's sorted.
Just after topping off the coolant, the temperature started being stable as I know it to be and have seen it to be. But now and then when going uphill with the high revs, it does go up a bit but goes back to 90, and then I was sorted.
The temperature is fluctuating now and then when I go uphill, but as you would expect, it's a V8 engine and it burns more fuel. When it burns more fuel, there's more heat that it's going to create, but the temperature is not fluctuating in an extent where you see that it doesn't regulate. At least it regulates it from under just 110 and then back again to 90. But
on arrival, as planned, is to shear the sheep, but in the morning there's a fork, but it's thick but not the one that makes the wool moist. So I decided to carry on, but the 2-point plug is a problem.
So now there's fork and it's thick, but it's not the one that makes everything around moist. So I can be able to shear this morning and then continue as the day goes on.
This day is gonna go on in 2 ways. I'm gonna shear the sheep. Once I'm done, take out the warthog head and let him prepare it for us to eat during the day. But now the problem is with him, he has been outcasted from the group, because whenever your behavior when you're drunk is too much or extreme, then we outcast you for a certain amount of time and then a punishment is given. Now for a month he needs to be outcasted and not go to any ceremonies. But this 2-point plug,
The problem is that the 2-point plug that's on the extension cord doesn't want to let the machine connect, so now I have to just figure out a way to.
Secondly, you need all the lubricant you can get for this machine to work at the best of its abilities. Apart from that, it does work to a decent amount, but it overheats very quick.
Hi, Kumbo.
So now Pele has been outcasted. He can't go to any ceremony, so he is willing and is not drunk as I expected him to be, because I had heard that there were 2 cows slaughtered in the village and I had worried that I wouldn't have a hand to help me out with sharing the sheep. But now he has been outcasted, so that's a benefit for me and a downfall for him. The judgment is made in 2 ways. It depends heavily on how you conducted yourself then, and the punishment is given accordingly. Regardless of you would have money to buy whatever they've said you should buy as a village, but you also have to spend some time away from people, then learn your ways and come back to the people. After sharing a couple of sheep, then he suggested that we should pour 2 cups out of the honey wine, but still he has to respect the time that he was given and then stay back. With all that being said, he has to do the time, and then after the time buy whatever item they said they need as a village. So we're on the last sheep now.
Last sheep for the day, and I've been able to share all of them in very quick doing, man. Now I'm gonna have to go and go across to the.
At least he has the warthog head. Now what the plan is, you use fire to burn off all the hair, and then the excess mud on the face just falls off because of the fire that dries it up. Burn it up until it's charcoal black, then wash it up with clean water. After cleaning it, you cook it.
So we're gonna use the fire to take off all the dust and hair on the warthog and then cook it up.
Once the warthog head has been cooked thoroughly to tender, you leave it out to cool, and when you eat it, you enjoy it cool. Only because the warthog skin, when it's still warm, you can't just enjoy it when it's warm, but when it cools down, it gets stiff and enjoyable, like the meat we have now.
Kaka mandikhala nepeki wena.
Uthina.
Ngondibheke edolophini ngondowenza into zami bhetele.
Unaleyo.
Jola.
Khadebe.
Masete mbongolo. Andazi wena kodwa ndaqhwanyelwa unyoka kwethini. Ubona ukuthi Khadebe kubona nanobelwa unyoka.
As it's been said, carnivores don't eat salad, there's just no way. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet where there's 2 cattle and there's meat for days. Apart from that, the only seasoning that is applied, there's no spices, there's nothing. It's only meat over charcoals and meat on pots. Everything is seasoned with salt. There's 2 ways we eat up a whole cow in one day. Now imagine there's 2 cows. We take all the tender parts, the ribs and everything, we fry it over charcoals. The hard parts where you can't fry over charcoals, we cook it in pots. Njola mentions that he's gonna demand the release of Pele, but apart from that, I see 2 young boys that say are ready for initiation school. Regardless of where you go in Africa, you're gonna find people singing, you're gonna find people dancing. And also with us, young boys that are ready for initiation school, go through that and sing the whole night up until the next day. Exactly, but today it's not the day for the next day, but throughout the year, when they know that in December they're going to initiation school, they would do such. So their clothes are torn up in different ways and they put on everything that they want to put on, signaling that they're about to leave the boyhood to manhood. All 4 say they are ready for December. The day before the initiation, they are made to dance the whole night without sleeping so that when they arrive, they just sleep the whole day. Because there's so much exhaustion, they can't feel the pain of whatever's going to be done to them there, so they have to dance the whole night. Every song that you hear them singing, you find that when you break down the lyrics, it explains something that has to do with not being scared or not running away from what's coming. Remember, Bele was outcasted, but when everyone's drunk, they don't recognize him, so he had a chance to steal some time.
So he had been outcasted because of behavior, but I've taken him back throughout the night and they've accepted him, and he's now able to eat with them.